Good morning, our students. How are you today? Today is Monday, and today we'll continue the lesson about this story, The Lost of City. So open your pupils book, page 116. Today we'll continue the lesson, please. So, what's the title of this lesson? The Lost City. Okay, now look at this picture. This picture talk about the desert, and in this desert there are many friends. I will read and explain. Okay, follow me. The adventure began when Jenny sat next to a giant eel. Giant, okay? It means very huge. I'm too hot and tired to go any further, she said. Now look at she. She refers to Jenny, yes. We left the earth 6 hours ago. It's time for a rest. She put her bag. She refers to Jenny again and on the hot rock beside her, and then exclaimed, okay? Look at this. It's an enormous eel. Look at this picture. Yes, here's an enormous eel. Okay, now she stood up and she refers again to Jenny and brushed a little sand off the rock. Here's an eye. Here. And down here there is a nose. Okay, it's a huge face. This is a huge face for the statue. Uncle Jim was amazed. So this is the second character for this story. At first we talk about Jenny and then we talk about Uncle Jim. Uncle Jim was amazed. It's the head of statue, he said. He refers to Uncle Jim. Yes, but why is it here? In the middle of the desert, and this picture talk about desert. Pete was looking at the ground. Pete is the third character in this story. Yes, Jenny, Uncle Jim, and this is Pete. These big flat stones look like a floor, he said. He refers to Pete. He stepped onto the first stone. He refers to Pete. It slid away under his foot and he nearly fell over. Uncle Jimmy grabbed his arm. Okay? His arm took about, yes, Pete, okay? Grabbed, it means catch his arm. They stared into a narrow dark hole in the ground. What's down there? Asked Pete. Uncle Jim knelt and kissed silent letter down and shone his torch into the hole. What can you see? Asked Pete. Uncle Jim was silent. Oh, isn't there anything down there? Asked Jenny. She sounded disappointed. There's a big room down there, said Uncle Jim. I can see toolbox and furniture. It might be very valuable. I must phone the city museum. Okay, continue here. Just then they heard a distant hum. Jenny looked up. A car's coming, she said. She refers to Jenny again. Quick, let's put this map over the hole, said Uncle Jim. We shouldn't tell anyone about it. Sometimes people take valuable things and sell them as souvenirs. How can we hide it? Asked Pete. I know, said Jenny. I'll put my big scarf over the head. If we put the water bottles and some food on the scarf, it will look like a picnic. Then we'll sit on the head. Hurry! A big silver 4x4 roared around the sound uns. Two men got out and walked across the sand. Hi, said the first man. Are you looking for something special? We're not looking for anything at all, said Uncle Jim. We're just tourists. The two men looked at them suspiciously. If you find anything interesting, we will pay you money for it, said the second man. We haven't seen anything interesting at all day, said Jenny. No camel chains, no ruins, not even a date palm. It's all very boring. The two men drove away, and Uncle Jim found the museum. he spoke to Professor Hammond, and this is another character for this story. For a long time, Professor Hammond was an archaeologist, yes, who worked at the museum. When he arrived, he looked into the hall. Have we found something exciting? Asked Pete. Professor Hammond smiled. Do you remember the two men who were in the 4x4? Pete and Jenny nodded. Those men are looking for something. Treasure, suggested the children at once. Professor Hammond nodded. They are looking for a lost city, he said. This is for Professor Hammond. He refers to Professor Hammond here. And guess what? I think you have found it. This is the story for the lost city, and now we want to make a mind or to draw a mind map for this city, for this story, sorry. At first we put here the lost city, and here we put the characters. What are the characters for this story? Or who are the characters? Jenny, Pete, Uncle Jim, two men, and Professor Hammond. Now, the place of this story is in the desert, and time in summer in the morning. Now the events, yes, the summarize for this story talk about Jenny sat next to a giant ear. Pete stepped onto the first stone and nearly fell over, but Uncle Jimmy grabbed his arm. They saw a big room down with tall pots and furniture, and they are very valuable, so they found City Museum. Two men came and asked if they find anything interesting, they will pay them money for it, and drove away. Now at last, Professor Hamid came, and he looked into the hole and said, I think you have found the lost city. Now I want to ask you, our students, to make the same mind map in your notebook and put all these things, okay? You should put the characters, the place, time, and events. Okay. And at last, I want you to copy the first paragraph for the middle of the desert. Yes, thank you for listening, and we'll continue tomorrow, please.